Hey friends, it's Alex and today I'm sharing with you some of my 5-star predictions. So this is a bit of an exciting one because it's my first time filming on my new camera. I'm hoping everything's working properly, we shall see. But yeah, so 5-star predictions. I feel like everyone knows what this is, just books that I think I'm going to rate 5 stars. Hopefully I will love them. So sort of quickly split them up in 2 sections. So like adult fantasy, young adult fantasy, sci-fi and kind of contemporary-ish. I mostly read fantasy, so there's a lot of fantasy on this list. These are in no particular order. Okay, so I have The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis. This is sci-fi and I don't really know much about this. I just have this feeling that I'm really going to love it and I don't know why, but I'm really excited to read it. I know it has a non-binary character. I was meant to read it for Non-Binary November last year but I didn't get to it. But I've heard really good things about this book and I'm really excited to give it a try. Next up is what I believe is my only YA fantasy book, and that is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This was huge a few years ago, like it was so hyped and it just sounds so interesting. Basically all I know is that it follows this main character who runs away on her wedding day and she is chased by her fiance and an assassin, and I think you follow their points of views maybe, but I know that you don't know which is which until the end, and so it's like kind of mysterious, and I just think it sounds really interesting and I'm really excited to give it a try. Next up I have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I kind of can't believe I haven't read this yet. I read her Shades of London series and I love it so much, and this one doesn't sound paranormal but it does have a mystery, which Shades of London does as well, kind of vibes. And so I really feel like I will absolutely love this series. I feel like it's going to be right up my alley. I feel like it's going to be perfect for me and I don't know why I haven't read it yet, so I really need to get to this one soon. Also, this whole series is available on audiobook on Scribd, so I might listen to it if the narrator is any good, hopefully. Next is the only kind of full-on contemporary book, like that one's kind of mystery. This one is just contemporary and it is Pretending by Holly Bourne. I don't really read adult contemporary fiction unless it's by Holly Bourne. I love her books so much. I think her other adult book I gave 4 stars, but I read it a few years ago and as I get older I kind of get more into this kind of thing, so maybe I will give this one 5 stars. Either way I know I'm going to enjoy it, but I think maybe it could get a 5-star from me, so we shall see when I give this one a read. Next I have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I have been very slowly making my way through Agatha Christie's collection and I've been really enjoying myself. I've only given one of her books 5 stars so far, and that is And Then There Were None. And this one and Then There Were None are her 2 most famous books, so I think if there's any other I'm going to give 5 stars, it will be Murder on the Orient Express. I don't know when I'm going to get to this because I want to read the Poirot books in order and I want to finish the Marple books before I read the Poirot books, so this one could be a very long way away, but I think I'm going to really love it when I get to it, hopefully. Okay, so next up I have The Way of Kings. My copy is split into 2 parts, so this is part 1 and 2. It's a very long book. I shall hold up part 1. So this is The Way of Kings by, this is part 1 isn't it? Yes, this is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I have read 2 of his books and some of the short stories so far. I gave Elantris 5 stars and I gave The Final Empire 4 stars. And everyone says that this series is meant to be his best work. So honestly, if I don't give it 5 stars, I will be really surprised. Once again, I don't know when I'm going to get to it because I want to read the Cosmere books in sort of order. So I want to finish Mistborn Era 1 and then read Mistborn Era 2 and then Warbreaker and then move on to this series. So this one could be a while away as well. and I just hope when I do get to it I really, really love it. And I fully expect to. This next one I'm not like super sure about. It could really go either way. And that is The Poppy War by Rf Quang. I could either absolutely love this one and give it 5 stars, or potentially just be really traumatised by it from what I've heard. I don't know. I'm still quite new to adult fantasy, so I don't really know how I'm going to go with this kind of really, I don't know, I've heard it's quite brutal. So we'll have to see how I get on with that. I'm hoping to love it, obviously. And I've got these gorgeous Illuma Crate editions, they're so pretty. And I think I could potentially love it, hopefully, so I'm putting it on this list. Next we have another one that I'm not super sure about, but for a different reason, and that is A Dark Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. And the reason I'm not sure about this one is because I've read a few of her books and I've really enjoyed them, but I've not rated one of her books 5 stars yet. So maybe this one will be the one to kind of break that pattern. I hope so, because I want to love her books and I want to love this series, and I have these collector's editions as well. I'm really keen to get to this one. I think me and Beth are going to try and buddy read it this year, so hopefully I'll get to it soon. And hopefully it becomes my first 5-star V.E. Schwab book. We're on to the last 2. Okay, so next I have The Wolf of Oren-yaro by K.S. Villoso. I've just heard really good things about this series, and the name of the series is Chronicles of the Bitch Queen, which, like, if that doesn't sound like a good time, I don't know what does, and I just really want to read it. And I've been kind of waiting until all 3 books are out, and that's happening this year, so I can finally, hopefully, get to this series soon. And lastly, I have The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. I have read another Sarah Beth Durst one. It was... let me check. I've read Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst, and I really enjoyed that book, and this one seems like a more kind of serious book, so I feel like I'm going to really enjoy this too. And I've heard some really good things about this series from Elliot, from the channel Elliot Brooks, and I'm just really keen to give it a try and see if I also like it, or hopefully love it. Hopefully I give it 5 stars. So those are my 5-star predictions. What I plan to do is check back when I've finished all those books and kind of react and tell you if I actually did give them 5 stars. But I'm not going to set like a time limit for myself, because that just never works for me. If I say I'm going to read all these books within 12 months, I will have read 0 of them within 12 months. So I'm not going to set a time limit, but when I have read them all, I will kind of react and let you know if I did rate them 5 stars in the end. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them, and feel free to share any of your 5-star predictions in the comments. I'd love to know what you're, I don't know, hoping to love. So that's it from me today. Please like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!